Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zakwan bin Muhammad Fuad, metric number 2023775. Today, me and my groups will be talking about our group presentation SOCA 3140 topic, which is a study on smoking behavior and social factors among secondary school students in Kuala Lumpur. The issue of smoking among secondary school students has become prevalent in the rural community due to the easy access to the cigarette products that can be found in many local stores. With the community that may consider as sacred, the difficulties of penetration and also lack of prioritization to impose policies for the secondary students to avoid them from potential self-harm such as smoking, as is widely known as a defect of health. Our research proposal aims to find the social factors in smoking behavior among secondary school students in Kuala Lumpur. According to its definition, smoking behaviors are activities taken by an individual that is related with the consuming and inward breathing of substance. Smoking behavior among adolescents is a worldwide phenomenon, and this is also occurrence in Malaysia. It is found that genuine risk-taking of smoking at a young age is due to several factors such as social environment, socio-economic status, and also level of education. In a 2019 study, 59% of 422 adolescents that smoke and reside in Kuala Lumpur initiated smoking behavior from their age range of 13 to 17 years old. That same research establishes how age, gender, ethnicity, status plays a role in the smoking behavior of the sample size. Despite numerous studies showing that rural areas have greater frequency of cigarette smoking, smoking prevalence in other regions such as European countries was highest in urban areas from 1985 to 2000. A study found that smoking rates in urban areas are markedly higher, particularly among persons with poor education performances. Compared to rural areas, cities are associated with greater prevalence of most mental health issues. Some people smoke as self-medication to relieve stress and make them feel better in the short term due to mental health issues. The urban area of Kuala Lumpur in particular is a crowded place with a lot of work pressure. As a result, some students in urban schools start smoking to relieve stress due to their parents' busy work schedules. Some of them may not receive their parents' full affection and attention. If their parents are busy working, children spend more time without parental supervision, which can affect their behaviors and increase their participation in risky behaviors. As a result, parents' lack of attention and excessive pressure on children can put them at risk of smoking behaviors as well as contribute to their peers at school.
So for the problem statement, we are talking about uh, this smoking issue. As we all know, is an activity that should not be performed by everyone, including the school student themselves. Okay, so it because of two things. The first one is the smoking issue will further cause them to have problems in their academic performance in the future. It is because, as we all know, according to Bayern et al. 2009, students who smoke much more often will tend to perform much weaker in their school academic to compare with the one who smoke less. So the second one is this smoking issue will cause people to have health issue in the future. It is because, according to the site et al. 2019, mentioned that this smoking issue will cause people to have like such as lung cancer, stroke, and others. Okay, so the aim of this study is order to find the contributing factors that cause these school students to get involved with this kind of smoking issue. And the significance of this issue is to provide the society with relevant evidence and data in order to spread the awareness much better. And the second one is to provide the society with the solutions and alternative to fight this issue, and also to settle down this issue that could be made up from the outcome of this issue itself. So the initiative in order to prevent the smoking issue could have there are two initiatives. So the first one is the policy must be strengthened and restricted, and then the second one is the school itself should form a social club that must be that obligatory for the school student to join in order to spread the awareness much better. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Jihan Alifyane from Group 4. I'd like to present about the literature review for this study. For the definition that associated with this study, there are three terms, which are smoker, non-smokers, and ex-smokers. So, smoker is defined as someone who has smoked at least one cigarette stick in the last 7 days. Uh, and non-smokers is defined as someone who has never smoked, and for the ex-smokers is someone who has not smoked for 6 months or more. And but however, the study clearly stated that the smoking habit itself is often considered a normal behavior among male adults in Malaysia, and it is became the majority of smokers since they started smoking in adolescence. And as a result, smoking related diseases are one of the most serious current public health issues in Malaysia, where it led to higher rate of death. Uh, it's around 10,000 each year, and turned out a family is the most prominent factor uh, before peers because, as an example, having a father who smokes plays a significant role before peers influence, and as the result, the study has reached a number of proposed solutions, like the suggestion of a holistic approach involving various stakeholders is critical to addressing the youth smoking issue. And then for the family unit, school, peers, and law enforcement should play more active roles in preventing smoking among youth at the micro level. And the last is macro level matters. They are also encouraged as legislation must be tightened and the provisions of the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control be consistently implemented. Uh, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rafif Gusti, and I will explain the methodology part of this presentation. The target population is 10 secondary schools from Kepong, Titiwangsa, Bandar Tun Razak, Wangsa Maju, and Charas. 2 schools will choose to represent for each area. The research design is to gather information about social factors and smoking behavior among secondary school students using survey questionnaires. The data collection procedure that was used to collect data in this research is questionnaire for the independent variable and the short open-ended question for the dependent variable through Google Form. This is a result of the demographic background of the participant from age, gender, race, educational level, when they first exposure to smoking, religion, and household income level. This is the data that show the influence of parents and friends to smoking behavior, and other data such as daily smokers counted for 20% of the participants, and the depression, stress, and anxiety is another factor that cause smoking behavior. 6 points of analysis can be collected from the result. First is smokers among students are homogeneous in terms of gender, racial, and religious background. And then the majority came from lower socio-economic class. Third is all of the participants exposed to smoking at an early age. Fourth is high percentages of non-daily smoker can be the result of an influence or peer pressure. Fifth is family influence is the main reason of early exposure to smoking. And last is low socioeconomic class background have a higher chance to cause depression, stress, and anxiety. That's all from me. The presentation will continue by my friend. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Faiz. My mentor number is 2018155. So for the conclusions, the study provides evidence-based findings, the social factors in smoking behavior among secondary school students in Kuala Lumpur. There are several factors that lead to smoking behavior, including socioeconomic conditions, peer pressure, and media exposure. These factors have been linked to adolescent smoking. Moreover, having a smoking companion may persuade an adolescent to smoke as a result of peer pressure and encouragement in order to fit in with a clique. Furthermore, having a smoker in the family or among friends raises the chance of smoking. The constant exposure to smokers in the family will accelerate the process of behavior copying, and this learning will affect those of the same gender. So based on the factors, there are also several options to deal with these issues. Firstly, anti-smoking initiative should take the issue seriously. Anti-smoking initiative should focus or highlight more on male teenagers of Malay heritage who have poor academic performance and have smoking family members and peers. Next, the second solution is parents and guardians play an important role to guide their children. Parents and guardians, particularly those who smoke, should be encouraged to participate with their children in all anti-smoking events in order to serve a good role model for non-smoking teenagers to avoid starting the habit and for smoking adolescents to quit. Lastly, authorities need to enhance regulatory operations on the sale of tobacco to adolescents. This is because in order to prevent smoking initiations and denormalize smoking as a norm in our culture, regulatory operations need to focus on the sale of tobacco products to adolescents, and inspections of smoking in public places should be increased. So in Islamic perspective, the Quran mentions that it does not explicitly prohibit or condemn smoking, but it does provide behavioral guidance. It says, don't throw yourself into danger by your own health, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 2. So this reflects that smoking is prohibited in Islam because it is harmful to our health and the health of those around us.